Hey everybody, so welcome back. Another team preview here, and I'm excited to present a guy who I almost consider original owner. He's close to it. Ryan and Deuce Bombers. The headline here for him: was he a pretender last year? I know he had an 11-2 record, and what's it going to look like this year? Because he went one and done in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 11-2 and you go one and done, I guess that makes you a pretender. I think looking at his records, once we get to that, I think we'll kind of see what they look like. Moving over to his preview, last year he went 11-2, as you said. He's 54-25, which is a pretty good record. So I mean, you can't be a pretender when you have more wins than you have losses, or double at least. And he was a 2017 LOC champion, so definitely a good owner. And as you said, I actually thought he was in the league at the very beginning, but I think the first year he wasn't in it. He joined the second year.
Yeah, that's right. And when you do look at the 54-25 career record, that's the second best winning percentage in all of the LOC. That just ranks behind Eric and Swahino. And remember, he's only 2 years in. So, and yep, Ryan is an LOC champion, and not too many people can say that. Only 7 owners can at this point.
For sure. Looking at his team, he's got Stafford, Mac Jones, Ellinger, Cook, Freeman, JJ Taylor. Who cares about everybody else? Keenan Allen, Mike Allen, Judy, Mooney, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Who cares about everybody else? He got Ian Thomas and Adam Trotman. And his IDPs aren't too bad.
Yeah, I think when you look at Deuce Bomber's roster, he has great wide receiver depth, obviously, and I think that's going to be a big strength of his team. I do like the fact that he picked the 2 young linebackers there with JOK and Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins looked lights out in his first game in preseason, and so did JOK. So those 2 picks might actually pay dividends for him, definitely this year, with guys with a lot of energy. And I think the biggest, you'd think Dalvin Cook is definitely the highlight of the roster. I think it's Matthew Stafford, because I think he's going to be lights out in LA this year.
So I don't know. Like I have his quarterback room ranked 8th. I mean, Stafford definitely gives it a boost, and I think Mac Jones, once he starts, he's probably going to be better than Stafford. Honestly, it's Matt Stafford. He's a middle of the road quarterback for me. Maybe top 15, top 10, maybe. Definitely not top 7. So he's going to definitely give him points. I have his running back room, though, ranked 17th, and that's just because he has Delvin Cook. Without Delvin Cook, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, your third best running back, JJ Taylor. I mean, going from there, I do have his wide receivers ranked 4th. His tight end, I believe, is 15th. Yep, 15th for his tight ends. His flex are at 9, just because of all the other wide receivers he does have. And his IDPs, I have him at 10, so middle of the road.
Yeah, the other, you do bring a good point about Dalvin Cook, but here's one thing: when you have a running back like Dalvin Cook, who's top 2, top 3, they can put up 30 points a week for you. And if we compare that to Susie's roster, Fighting Geese, she has Tevin Coleman, Boston Scott, and one other guy, I forget who, all backup running backs who sometimes only put up 4 or 5 points. So if you do the math, the one running back for Deuce Bombers actually does better than 3 running backs on another person's roster. So one thing to consider. But yeah, you're right, the running room other than Dalvin Cook is a bust.
It's definitely something to consider, except Dalvin Cook, he's good to get injured for at least 3 games every year. So
then Deuce Bombers will be in serious trouble.
For sure. And then looking at his draft gauge, you give him a C+. I gave him B-. I mean, it's pretty much the same grade on the grading scale here. I called out a couple things in his team. He took Trotman round 2. Maybe I would have taken, Tunyon if you're looking for a tight end, or maybe Irv Smith. But I'm a big Trotman fan, so I really can't complain too much there. And then he took Dyami Brown, the rookie wide receiver for the Redskins, with Christian Kirk and Paris Campbell still available. I might be nitpicking. I might have taken those 2 over. I personally would have taken those 2 over Dyami Brown, but it's not too often. I really was looking for something to nitpick at, because everything else was pretty. There's nothing else I would say, hey, I would definitely done anything different.
Yeah, I think he had a decent draft. So, you brought up some really good points there, and I agree. Taking the 2 rookie wide receivers early is kind of my questionable pick. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown will produce, but Diami Brown, I don't think will produce anything. I think his best pick literally was Darnell Mooney at 13. I'm surprised Mooney fell to 13. And I'm sure Deuce Bombers, after basically trading a pick for him, I was happy to at least get him in a draft. And then, like I say, I do like the 2 rookie linebackers if they look as good as they did in preseason week 1. And as a Pats fan, getting Mac Jones round 17, I think that has to make him happy. Gave him that C+ grade, but he didn't address the running back position, and that's why I kept him at a C+.
No, I agree. It's a fair point right there for that one. Yeah, looking over prediction, you gave him he's gonna go 8-5. I have him going 3-10. I think he plays a hard schedule. I think that 11-2 hurts him a lot, especially that one running back, Matt Stafford, and I think it's gonna hurt him. I mean, he's playing teams that have really good running back depth, wide receiver depth, and quarterbacks, and to me, it hurts him a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just like too high on Matthew Stafford and some of the other guys he has, but I have him starting the season out a bit rough, 2-2, but then really finishing off the season 6-3. And I just think that he's playing teams in good situations, like he has better matchups. And I think he does lose the teams that are good, right? But against the other teams that are kind of iffy right now, I think he gets those W's. And Ryan isn't scared to make some moves too. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he finds a way to get into playoffs yet again, like he has in so many seasons past.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. I personally have him going 1-4, 2-8, and 3-10, and all 3 of his wins come against the same division.
Oh, interesting.
All right, well, that's Ryan and Deuce Bombers. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the next preview.